Hey there, welcome to my channel. If you're someone that was already subscribed to this before I released this video, well, thank you for that. Honestly, I was not expecting to have people actually clicking on the subscribe button just because, I don't know, I just think it's really random and cool. So like, thank you for that. If you are new watching these videos that I'm making, I just want you to know that I am really bored and I didn't want to just spend my quarantine time thinking about food or I don't know, just doing something else that is like not that productive. So I decided might as well do some videos. I have a lot of stories to tell and I'm caffeinated as hell. So let's jump right into this. On this video today, I need to keep it calm. I wanted to talk about a story that happened to me about 3 years ago, and this has impacted my life in such a big way that I honestly think it made me who I am today. And well, I actually mentioned on one of my other videos where the coming out video, I mentioned that I came out to my mom because of this story that I'm gonna tell you. So basically, in a nutshell, I was in a relationship, let's call it a relationship, and it was so bad that I had to tell my mom. So this is the video that I'm gonna tell the story about my ex from hell, because I cannot describe it in any other way. So this all begins early 2017. I go to college, and that was my freshman year in college. So I was like a baby, you know, I was barely experiencing life, let's say it like that. I didn't know better than, I don't know, just imagine a freshman. And if you're a freshman in college, you have a lot of things to go through. So it's okay, don't worry, just live your life, but be smart. Listen to my story. It was my freshman year and I was going to the gym very early in the morning, like at 6 in the morning. That lasted for 2 weeks, approximately. Because hell no, I was not going to do that anymore. So I started to going to the gym on the afternoon, about around 5 or 6 p.m. And those first, 2 months that I went, I would constantly see this guy that I was like, oh my God, like he is really cute. And don't get me wrong, like I always find a lot of cute guys everywhere that I go. I mean, most of them are straight or straight acting, straight looking, straight-ish. I don't know. And I'm not good at telling if someone is straight or not. I am honestly the worst at that. If you ask me, oh, is he gay? I'm like, I don't know. Am I gay? I can't tell. You get me? Like, I'm really bad at that. So I never hit on guys. I never even want to make the move just because that's not me. I am just really afraid of doing that. Unless I'm at a gay bar, because I know that everyone is gay. And even then, well, that's for another story, but like even then on a bar, I still ask someone if, hey, are you gay? So I would see this guy at the gym and I would think every single day, oh my God, he's really cute. And it was really interesting just because, you know, I don't know if this is a thing everywhere else in the world. When you're walking, let's say straight, and someone is coming this way, just to acknowledge their presence. Here where I live, at least, we go like, kind of like nodding your head, a little smile, not a really smile. It's kind of like, and that's it, you know, acknowledging the presence, something like that. Anyways, so we would do that to each other just because, I mean, that's polite to do, right? So I remember that one day I was at school, but I was not at the gym. I actually didn't go to the gym that day. I was on the student center building, right? And then it was like 9 p.m. and I was about to leave home, so I decided to go out of the building. And when I was walking to actually exit the building on the hall, I saw 2 people coming towards me. And then I was like, wait a minute. That is the guy from the gym. I had never seen that guy outside of the gym. And I saw him and I was like, okay, he looks really cute with jeans too. Okay. So I saw him with another guy. And I recognized that guy because the other guy that was with the gym guy, you know, let's put names to these guys. So the gym guy, the one that I liked, let's call him Alex, okay? And so the other one, the friend, we're gonna call him Robert. So Alex is the guy that I like from the gym and Robert is the friend of Alex, right? Okay. So I recognized Robert. I was like, I've seen this guy too, but I have seen him working at an office. And yes, indeed, like 2 weeks before that day, I had gone to some advisors because I was a freshman. I didn't know better. I went to the advisors and he helped me to register for a class. And I was like, okay, I recognize him. And then, of course, I recognize Alex because that's the damn guy that I always see at the gym. And I'm like, damn. Okay. So after that day, I was like, how do I find him on Facebook? How do I find Alex on Facebook? Because I really like him. I just want to see him, right? I'm not a stalker. I just wanted to see him. And so I remembered that I had seen Robert because he worked in that office. And I was like, wait, my friend works at that office too. What if they have a picture together? What if they're friends? And if my friend, we're gonna call her Alisa, what if my friend Alisa is friends with Robert because they work together? And then Robert, of course, knows Alex, so they're gonna have, a connection on Facebook. This is a master plan. So I went to my friend Alisa's Facebook and I started looking through her pictures, and right away I saw this guy Robert. And I was like, haha, jackpot. So then I went to his Facebook and I was looking through his pictures, through his friends, first of all, but I didn't see any familiar faces, or at least I didn't see this Alex guy face. So I was like, that's interesting. I went to the photos and I started scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And then I was like, wait, I see him. I saw him. I saw this guy from the gym. I saw Alex and Robert in many pictures. I realized that they had worked together, something like that. They were like gym trainers. I don't know. They would do something at the gym. And I remember in one of the pictures, someone commented on this guy Robert pictures and said, if you have not been to their classes, to Alex and Robert's class, you have not been going to the gym. And I was like, okay, so his name is Alex. That's when I knew that his name was Alex, because I didn't even know his name, first of all. I didn't even know either or these two guys' names. So anyways, I was like, okay, so this is his name. So I started to look into his friends list of Robert and I found him and I was like, wow, well, you finally popped in here. So I was looking through his pictures, and as I said, I am really bad at telling if someone is gay or not or bisexual. I don't know. Even if there's like clear signs, I just don't know. And I don't like to assume. And this guy, Alex, the guy that I like, he seemed really masculine, like really, really, really masculine. He had a beard and he was like buff and he just looked masculine. There's no other way I can put it. I was like, I don't think he's gay. I don't think he's gay. But there was one picture that I was like, what is this? He was wearing like pink socks. I was like, pink is just a color, I know, but I don't know. So days passed by, and then the Friday prior to Easter of 2017, I was at Walmart with my family. We were buying some little last minute things. And I was like, you know what? F life, I'm gonna add him. So I was like, add friend. So I added him. And guess what? Like probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, he accepted me. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I received a message. Literally, imagine me at Walmart, 1 a.m, receiving a message from a guy that I like. I was like, ah! My mom was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm okay, mom, I'm okay. So he just sent, hey. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And he started telling me like, oh, like, do I know you? And I'm like, oh, no, I don't think I know you. Long story short, he of course knew who I was just because we had seen each other at the gym so much. He finally got me to say, oh, well, yeah, I have seen you at the gym. He just wanted me to say that. We stayed talking while texting that entire night until like 5 a.m. And then he asked me, oh, can I call you? And I'm like, okay, well, you're moving fast. But keep this in mind. I had never had a relationship and I had never gone through something of, something romantic, like for reals. So I didn't think anything of him calling me like at 5 a.m. right away after he just texted with me. I was like, sure. Saturday, like at probably 1 p.m. we started texting again. Then like at 5 p.m. I was at the mall with my mom, and then like at 5:30 he tells me, oh, well, in the church that I go, we're gonna have like a special mass for Easter. Do you wanna come? And I'm like, well, God bless me, sure. So I decided that I was gonna go to the church. So I told him, okay, yes, well, just send me the address and then like at what time, because I didn't even know what time it was. And he said, oh, it's at 7. Keep in mind, it was like 5:30. The mass was at 7. I was like wearing something like this. I was not even home. I had to get ready. I was like, it's gonna be a tight schedule. And then he sent me the address. Girl. Okay, the city where I live is not that big per se. The church was like 30 minutes away. Well, 20 minutes away from my place. I was like, oh my God, it's super far. And I remember that during that time, my car was not working. So then, okay. I told my mom, oh, well, I forgot to tell you that I'm gonna go to church. It's because it's just so dumb and funny that I cannot help but laugh at the fact that I told my mom that, hey, I forgot to tell you, but it's a Saturday night and I'm gonna go with my friends to church. Ha! I mean, it was true, I did go to church. I don't know if it's that funny or it's the caffeine effect. So I went home and I started, getting ready. I took a quick shower. I changed my clothes. I put on my cologne. I was gonna smell good, of course, just as good as the little snack I am. I try to think that. And I actually made it like not that late, probably like 30 minutes late. Let me tell you, when I saw him just like standing there, I remember he had gray pants. Imagine someone that you have liked before and just imagine how gorgeous they are or they were, whatever. I cannot lie. I hate him right now, but he was gorgeous. He's still kind of handsome. I cannot lie. He looked gorgeous. And when I saw him, like when I actually walked towards him, I was so nervous. I was like, hi, like literally just say hey. And I kind of wanted to hug him because I am a hugger, kind of. But he was kind of like, I was like, okay, we're playing the straight game, I guess, because we're in church. But anyways, then we went inside the church and it was packed. Like there was people standing all over the place. And so we like had to stand on the door. Like the door was here. Probably the door was like that. So we like went and we had to stand here, right? Something like that. Throughout the mass, he was like actually super cute. Like he was kind of like bumping his shoulder next to mine. And I don't know, it was so cute. And the mass, let me tell you, was actually really nice because it was like the special edition of a mass because it was Easter. After the mass, we just stayed talking. He showed me his family. He didn't introduce me to them. He just told me, oh, well, they're my brothers, she's my sister, these are my parents, blah, 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 blah. He told me, can you drop me off at my car? Because like I parked kind of far. And I was like, oh, sure. I dropped him off and he drove a black Camaro. And I was like, okay, that's a nice car. My car looks like an egg. Next day, Easter 2017. We were messaging again, like, oh, what are you doing? How's your family? Blah, 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 blah. The normal. Then probably like at 7 p.m., I was like, oh, I really want to go to run because I love running. And he was like, oh, well, what if we go to the park? And I'm like, sure. So literally I drove all the way to where he lives, super far, super far, to go to the park. So I thought of like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the park, we're gonna run. The guy made me run miles. Woo! Okay, like I did like to run, but like at that point in my life, I was kind of like a mile and a half was like too much for me, and he made me run 3 miles. Imagine what love can do, that you can run double what you can normally do just because of someone. He made me run a lot. That's what I'm saying. So after that, well, we actually kind of like just stayed there talking a little bit, and that was the first time I hugged him. Oh Lord! Oh, the thing is that when you really like someone and you get to hug them, it's kind of like the feeling is just, there's no comparison to it. So I remember hugging him, and I remember him like wrapping me around his arms. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful night full of stars in the sky, and the park, I had never been to that park, and it was beautiful as well. So then the day was over, Sunday was over, Easter was over. On Monday, I texted him like, oh, well, where are you? So we saw each other super quick because we both had class, of course. Oh, I haven't even tell you his age. I asked him, oh, how old are you? And he was like, oh, I'm 26. Girl, I think I was like 18 at that point. I was like, so you are like 8 years older than me? I'm into that. So that day on Monday we had class, so we just saw each other super quick. And then I told him, hey, today Monday, like at 7 p.m, there's gonna be an event, there's gonna be a karaoke night. And I actually kind of want to go because, I'm freshman and I kind of want to be doing this type of stuff. He was like, oh, sure, like I'll go with you. Pay attention to this. This is where it starts to go wrong. On the 4th day that we know each other, it started to go wrong. Okay, we agreed that we were gonna meet at 7 p.m. I sent him a message. I told him, hey, I might be like 10, 15 minutes late, like after 7, just because I'm doing this and this. He said, what? Are you serious? So you told me to be there at 7, but you're not gonna be there? How can you do this to me? I literally moved my schedule around just to be with you, and you're doing this to me? I'm not gonna stay. I'm gonna leave. I was like, oh, Lord. I was like, well, leave, I guess. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna do my stuff. So anyways, probably like 2 hours had passed after that. I was already at school because like I wanted to go to the karaoke, and I was like, no. I was really faithful that he was gonna actually stay. But no, he didn't. Again, let me reiterate that I was a baby. I was a freshman, 18-year-old with no experience in love whatsoever. So I didn't know better, right? And he just started to make me feel so bad that I didn't even actually go to the karaoke night. I just went to like a little room and I just cried my ass out. I cried. When I tell you I cried. Because he was just making me feel so bad, like if I was the worst person ever on earth. Like literally, I'm not even kidding. And then when I was already crying, he said, why are you making such a big deal out of this? And I was like, man, I am making a big deal out of this? Girl, on my head I was like, whoa, wait, what the hell is going on? I am making a big deal. Girl, you are the one that is telling me all this shit for 2 hours straight and making me feel bad, and you're telling me that I'm making a big deal out of this. Let that sink in. But young, naive me was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And I let it pass. This was the 4th day that I knew him. There was the 4th day that we had been talking or whatever. Then on Tuesday, God, I think Tuesday was like the worst day actually. I don't know, every day was the worst. It was Tuesday night already. And he told me, do you want to go with me to Walmart? And then I was like, oh, sure. But then I thought he was talking about like a closer Walmart to my house, or maybe somewhere like a middle point. Again, I had to drive all the way to his neighborhood. I drove all the way there. It was like probably 8 p.m. When I got to the parking lot, I called him and I was like, hey, well, I'm already here. Where are you? And then he had the audacity to tell me, well, guess what? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go. I don't think this is gonna work out. I'm sorry. Guys, that broke my heart. Like, you have no idea how bad I felt. I felt stupid. I felt dumb. I called my friend Leslie, which I love to death. And as soon as she answered, I was like, I started going off. She was like, are you okay? I'm like, no. But then, wait a minute. I started to hear laughter. And then I was like, what's happening? He was right in front of me, driving a truck, first of all. He was not in his car, so I couldn't have recognized him. He was driving a truck, and then he like got off the truck and I saw him coming towards my window. He was laughing at me crying on my car. I got so pissed. Like, I told him, how can you do this to me? How can you do something like this? Guess what he said? It's a revenge for what you did to me yesterday. And I was like, a revenge? What the? Like, I didn't left you there, like, by yourself. Like, I told you I'm gonna be a little bit late and you do this to me. Like, you literally make me cry. But then he started to become the victim. And then again, he made me feel bad and made me say sorry. Well, we went inside the Walmart and he was acting very despicable. You know, probably you've heard this before. If you are meeting someone and you go to like a restaurant and he or she are being mean to the waiter or the waitress, well, that's a sign. That's a definite sign of something is not good with them. There was an old lady walking on the aisle, down the aisle, and he just like stood in front of her and said, "Excuse me," but like super bad, like mean, and then throwing things around. Dude, like on my head, I was like, my head was telling me like there's something wrong. There's something wrong, but I couldn't really recognize things, right? Again, I was young, naive, and I had no experience in love whatsoever. I was like a blooming flower. I actually got like a yogurt, I got a bottle of water, and I think something else. And he was like, "No, I'll pay for you." And I honestly don't like when other people pay for my stuff. But then he basically ended up paying for my things because he made me give him my stuff. Outside of the Walmart, he was yelling at me like, I live in South Texas, so we speak both Spanish and English. So sometimes we would speak in Spanish, sometimes we would speak in English. But in that moment, he was yelling at me in Spanish. And he basically said something like, well, you know what? I'm gonna actually say it in Spanish and then I'm gonna translate it for whoever doesn't know Spanish. He said, "No me vuelvas a hacer eso en tu vida. Parecías vieja de mercado." Okay, so that means don't ever do that to me again. You seemed like a market lady, like a flea market lady. I was like, me? Again, there was young me crying because of him. At one point, I was like, you know what? Like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. And we were sitting at the library this one day, and I told him, like, I am not comfortable with this. I am not okay with this. I told him I don't want this. I rather just stay as friends, and that's it. And that day was like crucial because he used his power, his speech power to convince me that, oh my god, like I was doing wrong on leaving him. He basically said along the lines like, oh yeah, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to leave me in? Because I'm gonna leave and you're not ever gonna see me again, not even as friends. He manipulated me into saying, you know what, like, okay, fine, I'll give you another chance kind of deal. In my head, I was thinking, I got this. I know I can change him. I know I can make him a better man for me. That's the best joke I've ever heard. But I really did believe that. I was kind of mad at him. I was like, oh, whatever. But then he made me feel happy again. Few days later, we went to the movies. I remember that we watched Boss Baby, Baby Boss, something like that, about a baby that is like an adult human. I don't know. When we were at the ticket booth, he said, oh, you like to pay for your own stuff, right? Well, there you go. I'm like, yes, but you don't have to tell me that. You know, like, you don't have to be that mean. I was like, shit, okay. Of course, I paid for my ticket. And yeah, we went inside. The theater was alone. So, like, I remember that was our first time kissing. And yeah, it was okay. I mean, whatever. It was always just like an on and off situation of like, he would make me feel bad for something that I said or something that I did. We have, again, some sort of like, so I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And I left the city for summer, like the entire summer I left. I went to the Caribbean. So I literally spent like 3 months out there. It was really cool. And we didn't speak for like 2 months. But then he messaged me again. And oh my God, he was charming. He was charming. And he got me again. He got me to be like, oh my God, he has changed. He changed because of me. He loves me. Ah. So I believed in him again. And then when I came back to the city, that's when we started to have our, I guess we can call it, weeks of happiness. It was honestly such a really good time. I don't know. It was beautiful. It was cute. I remember we would hold hands with each other, but like not at school because, you know, we were kind of like low-key, I guess. He told me he was really low-key, really low-key. And yeah, I mean, it was really nice. I enjoyed that moment. I thought I was happy. And I remember him telling me that he had been on a relationship for 7 years. but he broke up with his boyfriend, his ex-boyfriend, like a year ago or something like that, and that the boyfriend moved to like Houston, Texas, or Dallas, I don't even remember. It was such a good time. I can say that. It was a good time. I felt happy like I had never felt before, ever. One day, he told me, oh, let's go work out together at 6-ish. I was like, for you that you're watching this, 6-ish, what does that mean to you? Is that an exact time? 6 p.m., 6:59 p.m., 6-ish, 5:30, 6-ish. There is no definite. I'm like, okay, well, I got there like at 6:25. He got mad at me for that. He started making me feel bad because I left him waiting. And I was like, well, you said 6-ish. What did you expect me to do? He was like, well, 6-ish means like 6:15 to me. I'm like, well, I don't even know that. How you expect me to know that? But then again, I didn't see the signs. I didn't see the red flags, I guess. Remember that at the beginning, I told you that the way that I found Alex, the guy that I like on Facebook, is because I saw him with Robert, which is the other guy, the friend. Then after those weeks that we were like super happy, I saw him with Alex a lot. And I just didn't feel comfortable. I was just like, I don't like that. I don't like to see them together. And it was really interesting because, like, for example, let's say we were in a computer lab and I was like sitting here and they were like sitting here. And since we were low-key, we would just be like, oh, hi, kind of deal. But they would go together. And I was like, I just didn't like them together. I was like, what if he tries to steal my guy? Kind of deal. And then I realized that this guy, Robert, was or is actually the brother of one of my friends. I was like, I didn't know that. So I realized that and I went to my friend and I asked, well, I was gonna ask her, oh, so like, what do you know about Alex? Because like I wanted to know about like their friendship a little bit. As soon as I opened my mouth and I told my friend, hey, so I met a guy, his name is Alex, she stopped and said, please get away from him. Get away from him. He's gonna make your life a mess. I was like, huh? She started to tell me that Alex and her brother, which is Robert, the friend, they are actually dating. And they had been dating for 7 years. What? So happens that Robert, yes, Robert and Alex have been in a relationship for like 7 years, but Alex was incredibly abusive to him. He had punched him, his car, molested him, stalked him. The guy that I like, the guy that I was talking with, he did all of that to this other guy. He even went to jail at one point, I think. But he had him like under control still. Robert, I think he's just such a pure soul, such kind person that he couldn't allow himself to do something like leave him, even if he was damaging him. You get me? I hope you get me. But the thing is that it was really bad for him, and she told me, my friend, which is Robert's sister, she told me, you don't want to go through that. Please stay away from him. He's gonna make your life a mess. And then that's when everything kind of clicked in my head. I was like, I didn't even tell her anything, and a lot of the things that she told me, he was already doing to me. Alex was already doing to me. I was like, this is bad. Where am I going into? Oh my God. I was like, I can't deal with this. And I'm actually gonna stop here. I'm actually gonna record a part 2 to this story because it's so long that this is gonna be like a 2-part thing. If you wanna see that, yeah, just stay on the look. Subscribe, I guess, to the channel. Give this a like, and you will see the part 2 of this story because like it gets 10 times worse. Like, I mean it. 10 times worse. You think this was bad? This is nothing. This is barely the beginning. But thank you for watching this. I'm gonna stop here right now, and well, keep on the look for my next video. Please subscribe and like this video if you actually liked it. Go see my other videos. I'm gonna try to do a lot of things like reactions and blah 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 blah. I don't know. You can go ahead and follow me on my social media if you want. That would be super cool. And yeah, see you next time.